When it's ready, I'll bring it in first. Hello, Moronics. It's the Three Morons podcast here. We are back. My name is Zach.
My name is Jake.
And I am Carl. We're going to start off first with a little bit of what we've been doing the last couple of months. We've all been busy. Both of us, me and Zach, we had dance recital for our kids 2 weeks ago. We've been both working our butts off to get. I wouldn't want to say bills paid, but we're making ends meet.
The bills paid pretty much. That's why we work our butts off.
There you go. A little more about what's going on. I've been kind of just been working and getting things. I wasn't on the last episode, but kids, life's getting in the way, so we decided we're going to do one today. Kind of just recap a bunch of stuff and go into playoffs of what's going on in hockey and NBA, because we will get to the NFL draft later. Plus, we got a little something going on with a wrestling match that we might be doing later on, but enough about that. Jake, what's been going on with you these last few months?
Nothing much. Just working on trying to get caught up in school. Just moving.
Okay.
That's it?
Yeah.
Like that's an abrupt stop, too. You're just yeah, just trying to get moved in.
All on that.
Sorry,
moving. Bing, bop, bam. Done.
Just moving, trying to get caught up in school and just paying my bills.
Okay. No interesting, nothing going on next weekend.
I mean, I'm going on a date. You want to know that?
Yeah. Recap some life.
I mean, I'm going on a date with an ex-girlfriend.
Okay. What you seeing? I know what you're seeing. What are you seeing?
Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
I'm going to be a third wheel on that one. He just doesn't know it. We'll follow him.
We were talking about, because next weekend we're going up to Wisconsin for a birthday party, or my stepson, your son's birthday party, and my daughter's birthday, and then we're also going to a wedding. They were talking about wanting to go to see the movie while we're up there.
My aunt
Son of a gun, no, because that was my excuse to go. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go by myself.
I'll go with you.
My aunt.
Oh yeah, Carl, let's do it.
My aunt Teresa's third or fourth.
I watched the previews to that. Oh my god,
I saw the previews at Final Destination last night, which, by the way, Final Destination Bloodline is extremely great. It's not just death, but it's a plot line for all the movies put together.
Yep.
It explains why Tony Todd's character was in most of those movies, all but maybe one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It explains, how the movie starts off with a premonition. And then they get out of it, and it's oh no, it's a little too late. But then they save people, right? This starts off with a premonition, and then boom, it's today's time. So it started in the 50s premonition, and then boom, it's today's time. And well, who the hell was the premonition for?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then she ends up saying real early who it is.
Yeah,
it's her grandma, right? And then that's all I'm gonna tell you, right? Yep. And then eventually explains that she saw the premonition. She explains it all and everything. Explains who Tony Todd's character is. It's such a good movie to tie all the movies together that you never thought would tie, because the last movie, if you remember, no spoiler because it's been over 10 years.
Final Fantasy
5.
Pissed me off.
But the end of the movie was the beginning of the first movie.
It's a prequel.
So it ties everything together, and and then Tony Todd's character explains everything, and it's holy crap. Which was great, because this was probably Tony Todd's last movie. And one of his lines goes, "I'm just enjoying the rest of my life after this," or whatever. And then walks out the door of the morgue or whatever he works at. And that's the last time you see him. Right. And it's just a great way to end his life, too. That quote was I'm just, he says in the movie, "I'm sick too, blah, blah, blah." And if you look at him, you could tell. I don't know how he died, but you could tell he was sick.
It wasn't disclosed. Right.
I think it was a sickness, because if you look at him in this movie, he is not the Tony Todd from Candyman in the movies past.
He had a big figure,
and he was thin.
He got down with that.
But he says in the movies "Hey, I'm just here to enjoy the rest of my life," and then leaves. What a quote! It's kind of like Ultimate Warrior did when he came in that Raw and said all this stuff, and then died the next day.
Literally died the next day.
But yeah, it was
the Royals.
That's pretty much what's been going on in my life. I'm just
Final Destinations what's been going on.
Yeah, pretty much ready for that movie. No, I went to the movies on a date. I've been preparing for what's about to come today.
His funeral.
Yeah. I started a new job on Tuesday.
Yep.
in the office. So I have left Gomeko and going to VT, working in the office. So I mean, that's what I want to do: be in the office, be in sales, and it's the step into a sales role.
No, I feel
it's
weird.
still part
I'm
of
the only one
customer
clapping,
service,
okay.
right? Hey, we're all clapping. So it's closer to home. Closer to home.
Yep.
I'm also leaving my second job to do over here at Backdraft.
Yep.
I don't think I told you. I don't know if I told you.
You were talking to me about
Yeah,
that.
so I got hired in there, so I'll work one more week with Zimmy's, and then I'll be here at Backdraft. So a lot of things are gonna be in Holstein, where I live, down the road in Holstein, versus going 20 minutes down the road every once in a while. Other than that, just trying to watch the sports and keep up with it because of all the working and everything we do.
All the working and
I
everything.
mean, I keep up with my son's baseball sports and and soccer. I can tell you some of those
we got
scores.
swimming coming up too that we got to attend to.
Oh,
We're gonna be
ooh,
all
yeah.
over the place.
Swimming, be there for 5 hours and burn. No concessions.
What's going on there, Google? Mr. Google's with us behind the camera today too.
All right, Jason says I'll be going to see that movie next week.
Good movie. Which one? He said
Probably Final
he's-
Destination.
but he also said Lilo and Stitch,
Oh,
I don't think he's going.
and
to
it
Lilo
comes out
Stitch.
next week. How do you know he is our age and that little? That's a great live action.
I've known him almost. I've noticed like
I didn't ask. You asked me.
Hey,
He also said I'm going to my first game at Steinberg Field next week.
yeah, because we're the race play. He's gonna watch. He showed me the ticket. He showed He showed us the ticket. It was gonna be Toronto next weekend.
Jason clarified what's Final Destination.
okay, and by the way, did you know? See, Minnesota. We'll get to MLB too, but Minnesota's on a 13-game win streak.
Yes.
The Twins. They destroyed the Brewers last night. Brewers are going to become the worst team in baseball. They're trading everyone
Worse
away.
than the Rockies.
Worse than the Rockies.
Not yet, but they're getting down there. Like they've lost a
Rockies
decent
haven't
amount.
barely won 10 games.
They're basically. I think what happens, they just traded karma with the Cubs. Cubs usually start off hot and they go down. Brewers started off hot, now they're going down already. They're basically the Cubs right now.
Cardinals have started. Well, we'll get to baseball in a minute, but I'll just say this: Cardinals have came on. The Tigers have the best record in baseball right now, which is weird. But anyway, we gotta recap the NFL draft.
Yeah, we got to recap a lot. So the NFL draft. Was there any big shocks or any? I know for me and you both, we probably agree one of the Packers did what they needed to do. It was the most exciting pick. When he got up there, he said for the first time since 2002, I started clapping because I knew we picked a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care who it was. I was just happy
Who was
we
the
picked
last
one.
receiver you guys picked?
Robert Ferguson.
Nobody.
Nobody.
That's why they stopped picking receivers in the first round because he was a
Well,
nobody.
I mean, it could have been him or Javon Walker, but I think Javon Walker was 03.
I think it was Walker, but either way, it was nobody. They end up being nothing.
No,
That's why they never pick in the first round receivers because it burnt them. It makes sense. If it burns you, why keep doing it?
Yep.
But this guy has speed. This guy has great reaction. This guy is going to be a good number 2, maybe. I think what they're trying to do is replace Watson.
His jersey number just throws me off.
22.
22. It's weird for a receiver to pick.
We're at that day of age anymore where jersey numbers mean nothing anymore except for offensive linemen and tight ends.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even then, I was playing in college basketball or football, and my tight end was number 9.
It's just weird because
kind of weird.
I've always
but
used to seeing receivers either in the single digits or the teens or even in the 80s, maybe sometimes the 90s. But you have Matthew Golden. It's like, oh, I'm going to pick 22. It's fucking weird, man.
It is. But you know what?
That's a running back number.
But you know what? I think they did this because you got Dobbs, right?
Yeah,
You got Reed. But I think Watson's on the way out. So you need a clear number 3, 2, or 1, right?
Mhm.
And he could be a 1, 2, or 3. Right now, he's going to be 3. And you get rid of Watson. If he has one more year where he can't stay healthy, or if he can at least stay healthy, at least then you have draft. You can get something for him.
They don't even know if he's going to play this year.
Yeah. So even then, but you got ways to get rid of Watson.
Yep.
Now. Watson's gone. He's not a bust. He can play. It's just he gets hurt all the time. When he plays, he's great. He's good downfield. He's good burning. But again, when he gets hurt too much, you can't rely on him.
And are you going to get, if he is healthy, are you going to get a shell of himself, or you're not going to get the same Watson you drafted?
Right.
All these injuries are going to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to be? Can he be a little bit of what he was coming out of North Dakota State, or is he going to be just okay? Well, we're just we'll trade you. Thank you.
I think they just cut ties now.
Cut ties.
Now, what about you over here? Your Broncos. What do you think of what your Broncos did?
I mean, I was a little sorry.
I just wanted to look at Carl while he was talking, but I wanted to look at Carl while he was talking. That's why.
Okay, so I was a little thrown off because we first go in the draft, we needed receiving threats and a running back. We needed receivers, or tight end, or a running back for Bo Nix. But we picked a quarterback in our first round, and we didn't really pick a running back until like the second or third round.
But what did you do? What did you do in the postseason? Right, your free agency. What did you do before that? Did you get any receivers? Did you get any running backs?
No, we mainly got defense. We became the Denver 49ers because we got Tulana Hufanga from the 49ers and Greenlaw from the 49ers.
So what you're saying is they didn't address what they needed in the draft after the free agency.
And we got the running back from, I think, UCF.
Okay, but what round?
Second or third.
Oh yeah, he's
Harvey.
decent.
RJ Harvey.
See, if you notice though, there wasn't a lot of running backs going in the first round, and they never usually do unless they're like Jonathan Taylor caliber or higher.
This was
Ashton Jeanty,
This was
right?
a receiver, linebacker
cornerback draft.
Which is now I want to bring up: is there any shock that Cam Ward was number one?
No.
Now
he was the clear cut quarterback.
Now, obviously, going in, we hear Shador. Are we shocked he actually dropped to the 5th?
No.
I'm shocked he dropped to the 5th only because of where he went.
Yeah.
Cleveland, who drafted Dylan Gabriel before him.
Yes.
So if you were going to draft both, either you clearly knew no one else was going to take Shador, or you thought Dylan was better, but you need an answer quarterback. So you figured since Shador was available in the 5th, after you drafted Dylan, you went with Shador because you know Deshaun's not playing.
Yeah,
and he might not play ever again in Cleveland, depending how these quarterbacks do.
No, it's already rumored that.
And then who else did they get?
They got
in free agency. Was it
Kenny Pickett,
Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco? That's what it was. Kenny Pickett.
So right now their quarterback is Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shooter Sanders. The owners, the coach already said that they're done with Deshaun Watson. The owner came out and said, I regret trading him.
And you know what?
Never signed him.
Ben Maller said it best, and I'm gonna say great. They deserve everything that comes to them because they protected Deshaun Watson by only giving him $1 million a year he was suspended.
And there's heavy rumors going around that the Saints might trade for Kenny Pickett because he has experience in that Kellen Moore offense.
Yeah, I think you could go
Derek Carr retiring
anywhere besides what you got in that locker room with the Saints. Now, if here's the question: if
Jake Haener and Tyler Show,
I have a question for you. If Derek Carr retired before the draft, do they pick Shador over the dude from Louisville?
No.
Yes, but
because I think they picked the dude from Louisville thinking he's going to be a project anyway. Mm-hmm. Let's get him before someone else gets him. We like what we see. Let's get him, and let's get him a year behind Derek Carr.
Yes, but
I didn't see anything in college that told me he deserved that high.
He's a 25-year-old rookie or 26. He
was
a 7-year senior. He was in the college for a long
I think
time.
Graham Mertz is better.
Oh fuck yeah.
And he dropped a trophy, okay?
And
when he was with Wisconsin.
He got benched for DJ Lagway.
But is there any shock though in the draft for you?
The Giants actually went smart and traded back in.
I think the Giants had the best draft.
They did. Shock. Jackson Dart, Cam Scattaboo.
I think
defensive end.
The defensive end.
Yeah, they picked him first, right? And then they moved up to get Jackson Dart.
Yep.
Which I think is a steal. I think because didn't they already pick? No, they didn't pick the Saints guy. Didn't get picked until the second round, right?
He didn't get picked
outside of Cam Ward, Jackson Dart was the next one up, being the next most ready NFL quarterback.
But you picked and then right after they drafted the Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter out of Penn State.
Did you see who they re-signed?
Who?
The other defensive end.
Lawrence? Not Lawrence. We talking about the Giants, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
his name? Thibodeau or not Thibodeau?
Javon Thibodeau.
Yeah, Thibodeau. They re-signed him, the other defensive end, to an extension.
They were actually
So they
making some
got
moves.
2 great defensive ends.
Yeah, because they used the 4th or 3rd overall pick 3 or 4
So
years before Abdul Carter on Thibodeau out of Oregon.
But
In a
they
way-
waited to get him, and now they just shored up that defensive end crew for years.
in a way, it reminded me of the Bears because their offensive line ain't going to be great. They're probably going to do that next offseason, address
okay.
that.
And that's
They're
why
getting their skilled
but you-
players now.
But do you see who they got in the quarterback room that has experience?
Russell Wilson
And Jameis Winston,
Jameis
who
Winston.
can rush out of the pocket.
Yep.
So if they need to rush, they could
They
They
can
could
teach
rush
Jackson
out-
Dart how to slide.
and they
Yep.
can rush out of the
Jackson Dart
pocket
never
and
knows
worry
how.
about the offensive line next year, like the Bears did.
Yeah.
Worry about the offensive line this year. Yes.
Jason says the Dolphins got their QB of the future in the draft.
Will Howard.
LOL.
No, not Will Howard.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers. Howard went to the Steelers.
It don't matter if it was Ewers or Howard. They both were horrible. And then
Yeah,
this-
throwing
in
to
the draft.
the underwear Olympics, the combine, throwing to nobody. With nobody covering them, they still were horrible.
You would have thought Will Howard would have went a little bit higher because he won the national championship. They were like, not so fast, midget.
No,
See,
I had to throw
he
the
won
midget.
the-
I
part of it.
think this
Sixth
NFL
round?
season,
Something like that.
not this NFL, but we'll get back to the Giants real quick because I wanted to reach out because Mr. Google had somebody. But if you think about it, right, the Giants drafted a quarterback they could work on, right?
Yep.
Jackson Dart.
You got
Let's
weapons.
use Russell Wilson and not like the Bears. The Bears immediately threw Caleb Williams in. But
Because
what did they?
had nobody else.
But what did they do this year?
Got weapons around
They
them.
they shored off the offensive line.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't care if their
Caleb
offensive line
Williams.
from drafted by other
So-
players. They're proven talent.
So Caleb
Yeah.
Williams is not running for his life. And one thing, if you watch all of Jackson Dart's games from college, he never slid in his life. So having mobile quarterbacks like James Winston and Russell Wilson, and they show him how to fucking slide, will keep him from being injured.
Poor Tommy Cutlet's got to live with his mom a little bit longer.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the 4th string, maybe practice squad. He's not making it, right? It's gonna be Russell. If he makes it, then James Winston's not making it.
Yeah.
But you're
keep
gonna have
Wilson.
Russell Wilson as number 1.
Yep.
And then number 2, 3 is gonna be a competition, but I see Jackson Dart being number 2,
Emergency QB would be Winston.
and Winston will be 3.
Mhm.
Meaning, if Russell Wilson goes down and they don't think Jackson Dart's ready, and maybe that offensive line is still trash, they throw Jameis in there instead of throwing Jackson Dart in there. Because again, it's not about him making mistakes. Sure, throw 200 picks in a season. Your first season, you're learning. But you know what? You get hurt and you can't play anymore. You just ruined your franchise for years to come.
I mean, the
Right.
rookie interception record has been hauled up since 1998.
I'm joking about the 200 interceptions,
I know, I'm
clearly.
just saying. The
Right.
rookie interception record.
Because after 20, they're probably like, hey, dude, we're going to bet you for the rest of the season.
Right.
It's what he thought when Peyton Manning, but he threw 28.
But that was in 98. Nowadays, you throw 20, we're going to put Jameis Winston in there
Didn't
because
Indy
at
pick a
least he can do
quarterback?
50-50.
Didn't Indy pick a quarterback?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Riley? Was it Riley Leonard?
Yeah.
Yeah, Riley
out of Notre
Leonard.
Dame.
'Cause
Yep.
They're going to be like, all right, Richard.
They're trying to put Anthony Richardson out there because he's like, you're not the
Because
guy.
Richardson is one of the laziest quarterbacks.
Yes.
He's like the modern day Jamarcus Russell.
Did they
He
bring
doesn't-
somebody into?
I thought they
Danny
did.
Dimes.
Yes, Daniel Jones. Here's how it's
Because
going to
he
go.
doesn't watch game film. He doesn't practice. He doesn't do anything.
Here
I
it's going to
actually
go.
do think
It's
Daniel
going.
Jones could thrive
It's
in
going to be
Indy.
Daniel Jones because you're going to
Yeah.
have, like you did, Saquon Barkley, but you have Jonathan Taylor, who's just as good right behind him. You have decent weapons. It's going to be for right now. It's going to be Riley Leonard competing with Anthony Richardson, right? Because what they're trying to do is, hey, you're going to compete for the starting job, but it's going to go to Danny Dimes probably.
Yeah.
And then, hey, you want to stay on this team and try to fight for your starting job? You got to beat up Riley Leonard. Because, like you said, he's lazy.
He doesn't put in the effort.
We
like
need to
Jamarcus
get-
Russell.
You need to get fire under his butt to get in there. And here's the thing.
That's what
Anthony
they-
Richardson is going to be in the UFL.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't
Probably.
take him in the UFL. He can't hit a
No.
broadside of a barn.
No, did you not see the accuracy problem? They drafted him because he had huge upside.
Speaking of UFL, you know who's killing it
because of
down
his
there is Max
his
Duggan.
41-yard dash.
I heard.
Yeah.
What?
Max Duggan?
Max
Oh yeah,
Duggan-
he's lighting it up.
He's
now.
lighting it up in UFL right now.
But he's also like 28. So anyway.
Yeah.
But he's
TCU.
also-
But no,
He's lighting it up.
if we talk about UFL, we talked about this yesterday.
I think so. Maybe refresh my brain.
The soccer. Caleb Williams was thinking about how he
yes.
did not want to go to Chicago so
He-
bad. Him and his dad. That's where
Yes.
quarterbacks go to die. They were finding a way to see if they could go to the UFL instead of declare for the NFL draft before he got drafted because he says, I don't want Chicago because that's where quarterbacks go to die.
That's
He wanted
what,
Minnesota.
Jim Kelly did.
Yeah,
In
he
1980s.
wanted Minnesota, but you know damn well he wasn't going to go to Minnesota.
Back in the-
No.
He's not dropping that far down.
Back in the 1980 something draft.
Jim Kelly refused the NFL and went to the USF.
He was out in the U.S.
So did
He had
Steve
two
Young.
options. He was like going for the Bills.
But that was then, right?
Yeah.
This is now where laws and rules are a little bit different. That's why they were consulting. Clearly, if that was an option, he would have been in the UFL for a
I
year.
think
or two.
so.
So clearly, that was not an option now as it was then,
Right.
because I think he would have gone. Now,
Yes.
do I think he looks at it and go, you know what? It's actually better. Like
I think I'm glad I
he
stayed.
probably glad he stayed because I think Chicago looks like they could be a team. To
So he
beat.
wins the
Yes.
Super Bowl and be like CM Punk, right? Goes out of the ring with the Lombardi Trophy and goes to UFL, right? Like
Yeah.
CM Punk did in Chicago.
Only
like
diff-
that?
the only difference is,
Yeah.
there'll be another Super Bowl winner next year. He can't claim that he took the real belt
right.
because they
But-
change it every year.
Right. But I mean, that is a good point because like Young didn't go to the NFL right away. Kelly didn't go to the NFL right away.
Warner did, but then he left and came back
Yeah.
after
Yes,
bagging
he
groceries,
was
then going to arena football.
because he was dropped in training camp from Green Bay.
Yep.
And then he came back after the Arena League.
Right
Somebody
after he
else-
was bagging groceries at High
who
V.
was the running back? Not Dorsett. Was it Tony Dorsett? Somebody.
What running backs?
You gotta realize this is a
know.
long time ago too.
We have some wings.
This is just the skin before the sauce.
I get to try it first. Me and Jake. Okay. We're also eating one wing with Zach today. He's got to eat 5.
Yeah, but they could drink whenever. I gotta drink after my 5 are done. Oh, and a 5-minute wait. Cool. You'll
Okay.
never see anyone eat wings, spicy wings, faster than I will because I want it in 6 minutes after I get those wings. I want to be able to drink.
Not bad. Oh yeah.
That's without.
Is it spicy already? Just say yes or no. Is it kind of got a kick?
A little bit.
Well, to me, no. But I can handle a lot of shit.
I mean, I can handle all spicy too, but now
But
when you lick
remember,
it,
this is the stuff that comes back at
that's
you.
the breading, right? That's the
Yeah.
breading of it. That's just the skin part.
I
I
think
know he mixed the damn fucking.
there is
But part of my language, I gotta stop swearing as much. But I know he mixed the sauce with other stuff.
you can start feeling it after a little bit. So there is one pick that I wasn't so surprised at. I was like, that's a good pick. And I know we've talked about how shitty he was in college last year. Milrow going to the Seahawks.
I think it's a
liked
good
it.
pick
I liked it. I thought
Here-
it was
here's
really
why.
smart on their part.
because
I
yes, he
did
was
and I didn't.
horrible, but at the same time,
I think he needs to fix his mindset.
right. But here's the thing.
They could use him as a running back.
Here's why I don't care about draft picks as much.
Yeah.
Okay.
F them picks.
How? Yeah, exactly. Like LA did. F them picks and they won the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how often?
Ben
do you
Maller
get
says it
their
the best
players-
because he's a Rams fan.
Yeah.
But how often do these can't miss quarterbacks fail?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Russell, like all these can't miss
And 3 years
quarterbacks
down
fail.
later, they're not in the league
But
anymore.
then,
They're
but
fucking
then
practice
you have
squad
Mr.
players.
Brock Purdy just signed for over $53 million a year at averaged out. It's like what 265 million for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 53 million a year. Is
What's
he
that-
worth
yeah,
50?
That kind of money. Fucking
He's not
Christ.
worth 53 million.
No, he's not.
But again, he played a lot better than people thought. Tom Brady, right? 6th round, 5th
People was
round.
Mr. Irrelevant. 2 picks, 6.
Is he the highest paid now?
Who?
Brock Purdy?
I think so right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yearly average, yes.
yearly average,
Because
yeah.
remember, highest paid is 500 million Pat Mahomes, but that was 10 years.
Yeah.
They showed a list of the
I
top
ain't
10
never-
highest
that-
quarterbacks.
they did
None
an
of them
MLB style contract for Pat Mahomes, 10 years.
deferred
10 years,
it to
5
like after he's dead and shit.
There will be a Pat Mahomes day instead of Bobby Bonita.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I might.
he still
That's
gets
coming
paid.
up, by the way.
By the way, did you know when his contract done, Bobby Bonita's still getting paid?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. I think it's like
When is Bobby Bonita Day, anyways?
July 1st.
July 1st, something like that. It's right
So-
before
All
4th of July.
right.
And we have the wings coming in
Oh.
now.
Great. After this take, I'll take a bite. But if you think about it, I'm dead. Whoa, woo.
Gee.
So if you think about it though, right?
Oh shit.
Jalen Milroe with the right coaching staff, with the right people. The problem I have with that pick is you got rid of DK Metcalf. You don't have Tyler Lockett. Who's he gonna throw to?
But he does have Cooper Cup.
He does. He
He does
does.
have,
Cooper Cup went home to Washington,
Or MVS, Valdez Scantling.
and he's okay.
And
He's
then-
good.
And then the Jackson Najibba. I almost messed that up. Sorry.
MVS is
The new Eastern Michigan guy,
You
right?
guys realize this. So they brought in New Orleans, brought him in, and if you realize that at any other deep plays, MVS was open. He's a very good deep threat.
Oh,
Yeah, yes.
As a Packer fan,
I loved him.
he can't catch the easy routes, but the damn deep routes covered, triple covered, he'll catch it.
Oh yeah, he's
That
a
ball just
very
happened to come
great-
down.
Hey, if
right
he has
here.
10%, he'll catch it.
There
10%
was
chance.
times where Rodgers would throw him the ball, and he knew he was going to drop it, and he somehow comes down with it. He's open 10 yards out, drops it like a ton of bricks.
Y'all couldn't give me more flats, could you? Oh,
Do not touch your
Do
eye.
not touch
Do
it.
we want to move on to baseball
let's move on to baseball.
while we're anything you want to talk about with baseball?
You're gonna eat and talk at the same time?
Yeah, I'll have to hold it down while you guys are eating. We can't all three eat at the same time. That's weird.
Should we eat the wings first and then talk, Or do
Keep
we
it
go to-
moving. We got to keep.
or do I
moving.
eat throughout the
I just took a
podcast
whiff of that. Holy
No, I think you eat them.
now? Okay, here I go.
Oh, here you go.
First wing.
He's going quick, going easy, and he's getting most of the meat off the bone. He's doing it. He's got one down, 4 to go. One fell on the floor, so you're gonna have some salt and pepper,
5-second roll and some fur with it.
some fur. Hopefully, it didn't fall in
Slippery.
down there. Keeps eating. He's got jizz on his hand. Sorry. 2 down, 3 to go. Jake's got his done. God, his face is getting red.
Towel, please.
Let me rip it off for you. Just needed you to grab it for a second. He can't have paper towel yet, can he? Nothing? Okay. He can?
Fuck me.
I'd rather not. Okay. What do you got? 4? This is the last 3.
He's on ring number 4.
Ring number 4. He's surviving. He does have a trash can next to him. We got plenty of drinks over there, so brown it out. I get to eat mine next. And come on, man. Strike up the band, Shawn Michaels. Here we go. HBK, HBK, HBK. Who, by the way, I was watching a reel last night.
Uh-huh.
He said Vince McMahon wanted to tell him a joke. He's like, "Fuck you," crumbled it up, threw it at his face. And Triple H was like, "Oh, sorry." And Triple H was like, "How the heck does he still have a job?" We made it past our 2 minutes, didn't we?
My stomach.
Oh boy! If you got to puke.
No.
You ain't gonna be a wimp for puking. No, it won't. It'll actually feel worse.
What?
There you go. That's what you're allowed to have. You gonna set a 5-minute timer?
Yep.
Okay. About time I could tell you to swallow, but it's all right. I'm just saying stuff to mess with it right now. Okay.
All right.
Okay. How was it?
Baseball.
Baseball?
Baseball.
Yeah. All right, you guys take over.
So, the Orioles fire their manager
Rockies fires.
Rockies.
Pittsburgh.
And the Pirates.
and the Pirates. Pirates first, shockingly, not the Rockies.
They were supposed to
They
have.
waited until they get blown out 21-0 to fire the
All right,
manager.
here we go.
We got wet wipe. So the Orioles are having a shockingly bad season. They regressed.
1 minute.
One thing left. Oh damn! Someone talk.
So
I'm eating.
so with the Orioles, they fired Rockies were like 6-30 something. They didn't fire the head coach yet until after they lost 21-0 to the Padres, which I thought was really ridiculous. I mean, waited until like they get blown out.
Samuel says, "Sup, Carl?"
What?
Samuel says, "Sup, Carl?"
So go. Woo! How did you eat 5? Wow.
Yeah, I barely ate one. What the hell?
I feel for you, dude. Damn.
All right. So anyway,
Thank you,
Colorado Rockies
Mr.
are
and
8
Mrs. Google,
37.
for cooking them.
I'm just washing my hands, guys.
I mean, my Yankees are
Best. What I mentioned before, best record in baseball is Tigers.
30-16 with the
2 minutes.
Who's ahead of them in besides the Tigers?
Dodgers are 29-17.
Okay, so they're all kind of like right there.
Mets
But
are
everyone, where are the Mets?
29-17.
Oh damn! So Mets just tied with the Dodgers, best in the NL.
Yep.
Yankees are 26-19.
Who won yesterday? Mets or Yankees?
Mets, I do believe.
Can you give me a paper towel so I can my nose? Now Mets and Yankees are doing their Subway Series. I didn't even know that was going on.
Yeah, for a game is today, 6-10.
That's the third game.
Yep.
So who won the first one?
Yankees.
Mets. So this is the win it all.
Well, I guess they got to do another one later in the year, don't they?
No, they only do it one time because of the ALNL cross.
Oh, that's right.
So, but no, Mets are doing good. About time their money pays off. Everyone over here is crying. I do 5 of them. So, is anyone shocked? I mean, I'm shocked with the Brewers, right? They're extremely bad. I don't think they're going to be this bad. I think they started selling off their team already.
No one expected the Rockies to only win 8.
I know a lot of people are also talking in MLB. Just start looking at trades for Paul Skeens
Yeah. That was one thing.
because they're not going to re-sign him when his contract's up. So might as well get stuff for him now when he's at his highest value.
Mm-hmm. He's a pitcher that can solidly throw 100 miles an hour on every pitch.
Uh-huh.
Did you guys see that? Did you
The Red Sox pitcher, the 38-year-old, that should be a former Yankee, who threw 108 at like 38 years old.
Chapman.
Yeah, Dolis Chapman. That dude has an arm.
So I saw a video where it shows Babe Ruth versus Paul Skeens. Like if Babe Ruth came back, he's like, "All right, ready." He's like, "Did you throw the pitch yet?" Yes, right here, strike zone. Meaning Babe Ruth would never hit on Paul Skeens because how fast he throws today versus then.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you know what? You can't figure that out because it's too late. But yeah, different eras, right? I hate when we compare eras.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But-
in Babe Ruth's era, I think the fastest pitch they could throw was like what? 80 miles an hour?
Is Shohei Ohtani pitching yet?
I don't know yet. I don't think he is.
I haven't heard nothing about him coming back to the mound. You would hear about it.
Mm.
So MLB though, I know Cubs are pretty impressive right now.
9, 8,
So
7,
I don't know what else.
5,
Well, how's the Red Sox doing?
Second place behind New York.
5 minutes.
Bud,
Right.
get a drink, bud. We are.
So yeah, you guys thought I was gonna like rush for that
we're the
drink.
only team.
It's actually calming down a little bit now.
Yeah.
So think the 5 minutes helps. By the way, that wing thing, I just had to go in. Like if it seemed like I was going fast for a reason, I had to.
You have to.
Because if you take a bite like regular wings, you're gonna die before you even finish that first one.
I can't believe you came in with a strategy.
No, my strategy, just like the Blazing Wing Challenge at Buffalo Wild Wings, my strategy is you tackle it fast and hard. Any food challenge,
Fast and hard.
like
The way he likes it.
The Cubs
Exactly.
are 27-19.
I'm
They're
saying
doing
the
good.
Cubs are good, but when we do food
They're good,
challenges,
sure.
I'll talk this a little bit more on free for all. I got 2 things for that. But any food challenge, I feel like there's a strategy. I'll go over that.
We can
But
go into
Emma-
free for all if you want.
Yeah, but is there any more MLB
No,
you guys want
I
to talk?
mean-
I mean, it's still early in the season.
It's still early in the season. I mean, the Rockies. I mean, I thought the Rockies would do like what they do every year, be average and kind of make the playoffs. But no, like they just
You have to realize too that they're in a very tough division where everybody's above 500.
I think it just hit Carl really hard there.
sound like you smoked 10 packs of ball balls.
I'm getting it back.
Jason said the Mets and Yankees have another series July 14th.
Oh, they do. They usually
I,
don't.
I thought he was only once a year, but
Maybe they do it
Well, when you-
twice at each
well,
place,
well,
one at each place.
So yeah, they do. And now that you said the crossover, it's less division games now.
yeah, I think they
I
end
like
up-
that because you get to, everybody plays everybody once.
right. I think they did that. Is that new this year then?
That's been going on for the last 2 seasons.
Okay.
Because like there was a way they started it off there. Last couple of seasons, they've started off with World Series matches. God damn, dude. That's-
See, I do like
Heart
the
going
fact
down the
that you do
Sounds
2
like you're
series
so
for the
vaccinated.
Subway,
Yeah.
and it's money grab, right? It's a
They're
money
both
grab.
good right now too. So
See,
yeah,
you do it that way, but in reality, the reason you change it to where you get more cross matches is so that way you can get Mets, Yankees twice a year.
Yep.
You can get Dodgers, Angels twice a year, one at each stadium.
oh, we
it's
got
a
another
money
pan
grab.
coming out.
Huh?
We got another pan coming out. Really?
I'm not doing no more hot sauce.
When we left, if anybody wants to
No.
Is it hot?
stupid question.
I have to do it though.
You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it.
I had the punishment. If no one wants it, I have to eat it.
You're putting that on yourself, but okay.
I feel like I have to.
it's a flat.
There you
I
go.
love flats.
I do too. On a non-spicy wing sauce, pepper really good on that too.
Smell it.
Is it the last resort hot sauce? Oh fuck! Whoa, fucking hit me.
Oh, worse.
Well, we're not gonna make you wait 5 minutes for this one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You earned it. Good
Look,
job.
I smelled it. I hit my nose like a bag of bricks.
If we had a,
I'm like,
hey, you served your punishment. We have the clapping thing. We got to do the clap. He served it.
Hercules.
All I know is next time we go live, mystery smoothie.
And then hopefully Wisconsin doesn't blow it against Michigan in college basketball for you. Because we were on our way to Sioux City, listening to it on the radio, and Wisconsin score stayed the same. Michigan's kept going up.
Yeah,
Just like,
right.
what
I'm
the
like,
fuck, man?
motherfucker,
I'm going to make you walk to
God
Sioux
damn it.
City.
how could you lose? You were
He's
up
like-
by like 15.
He's like, they went scoreless in the last 10 minutes of the game. He's
You
like,
suck. At a time, you could not suck.
he's like, that's half the half.
All right, is that it for MLB? Do you want to go for free for all?
We'll do a free for all because I think
Yeah,
it's
we're-
still early in the season, right? MLB
Yes.
is so dang long. There's no point in really talking about like what's been going on. Because yeah, the Brewers right now have fallen, but get a good month in, they're back up in it.
Yeah, it's the same thing you were talking about with Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think we can all eliminate the Rockies because they're just so far
And the
back.
White Sox.
And the White Sox.
They're 14. They won 14.
Case in point would be is a couple of years ago, Cincinnati got off to that really bad start. It was like 3-24. They still ended up winning 70 games, and they weren't the worst team in the league.
Right. So the thing about
Still a bad season,
the
but
thing about
I mean,
baseball, and this is what I want to bring up. We all talk about COVID year. We put an asterisk by LeBron because it was easy because no fans. They had the weight and all this stuff. But you know what the hardest World Series was?
that one.
COVID year, because you only had 60 games. You have a bad week, bad 2 weeks, you're done. You're out.
Yep.
You had to be on your game from the start to the end, and then right into the playoffs.
They did the World Series down in Arlington. Dodgers and Rays. You
And
didn't
that's
have
where the
that.
Dodgers won it all.
Yep.
And if you couldn't have a bad month like you can in regular season,
Yep.
you couldn't have bad 2 weeks.
Because of the money, they can't do it, but that would have been a great new model to take.
Yeah. Neutral site for
Yeah,
the World
but-
Series.
So
Like, it's like what you're saying, kind of different because you're feeding off that home energy
Yes,
from the crowd in
they're
LA,
always used
maybe
to.
Tampa, and then that is a tough thing to do.
all right. Do we have any?
Yeah. Jason says off topic, but is fantasy football coming back with you guys?
Yes.
Hey,
Talk to Jason.
Yes, Jason.
Yes.
We are going to do fantasy football again. It's the same thing.
Except San
1,
Diego.
2, 3. Worst of us 3. we'll do it. We're gonna do a
I'll
different
play
league
exactly.
though. I think we might do NFL league because the way ESPN did it, like you missed a kick and you lost a point.
Yeah.
Like there was bad.
Quarterbacks didn't really count in that league. It was really weird.
Yeah.
I think if you go pick 6, like you lost like 8 points or something. It just I didn't like the way
It was
ESPN
really
did it,
weird.
and it was
NFL does it.
and it was ESPN's. The only thing I think I changed was like if they hit like a 50+ yard field goal, which I'm gonna change because it was ridiculously easy this year for them to hit 50 yards. You got like 5 points. I don't think I even changed it. I think that was just ESPN's thing.
I'm a little salty since your dad's tight end kicked my ass. Logan Thomas, what up with the hell?
Right. So I think
He won fair and square. He did.
I think that we're gonna go to like the NFL or something.
We could try NFL
Now-
Yahoo.
Now, if everyone or Yahoo. Now, if everybody returns after this season, so everyone does it this year and then does it again next year, and it's been the same people.
We have an open spot, by
That-
the way.
We do.
Yeah, remember?
Mahalia.
Oh yeah, we do have one open spot for sure. But if everyone this year returns for next year, I think we can do keeper.
Yeah.
The only reason I didn't want to do a keeper is because this is supposed to be like our podcast people and this, but it really hasn't grown of people actually watching. We got more subscribers, but they don't watch. They don't watch live,
Right.
I
So,
like
or
how
they
you
stop
brought that
watching and they don't unsubscribe.
I like how you're just getting eating spicy wings, bro. Spicy mango.
Man, they ain't that spicy mango ain't nothing. It was nothing before the wings either. So free for all. Any topic we want to talk about, it's new. We replaced it with the big board because we're gonna run out of ideas for the big board. Once in a while, maybe we'll bring a big board back.
Yep.
But let's do free for all. So any couple topics you want to talk about or one, like for me,
Historical figures you like the bad. I'm just kidding.
oh my God.
that's cold take.
Helen Keller?
Harriet Tubman.
Amelia Earhart.
Before the accident. Or after.
Well, yeah, you can't find her now.
Can't see.
So the free for all, right, that we wanted to talk about. My thing right now, I want to throw this out there because of the wings, right? So there's this thing that they watch, Mr. Google, Mrs. Google, beer meets food, and any like big food challenge. I feel like you gotta go. Like if you're not a competitive eater, you gotta go fast before your stomach realizes I can't take no more.
Yep.
And that's how I went with those wings. You got to go fast before your palate goes, hey, by the way, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Because now my stomach is regretting it. If I would have gone slow, it would have been a lot sooner. But that was just that quick free fall.
So, what do you guys think of the taste of those wings you had?
I think there was good flavor.
Is it flavor?
I think there's some flavor because I don't like spicy just to be spicy. You have to have a little bit of flavor.
Gotta have the flavor.
Yeah,
And then
you
the,
can't just murder my tongue. It has to
Right.
have good flavor.
the chicken was, I mean, we use this term a lot, and it's taken the wrong way, but it was moist. Good wet chicken is good. I couldn't like, but you understand, like if it was dry, that's tough to eat.
Mm,
So,
it's like eating calories.
are we just gonna talk about?
Yeah,
we bring up-
I don't really don't have anything. I just thought it was funny that it took 2 days for them to find a pope and 3 days to draft George Sanders.
That's how I said it. It takes a little to find a boat faster.
I had to throw that in there because that was the most hilarious thing I've seen.
So
in
I am
the
Catholic.
draft process.
We do have a new pope who is American.
Yes.
Now, granted, he doesn't have as many American ties as because he's been European. He speaks like 8-9 different languages.
He spends all of his time outside of you.
Right.
Yes.
And that's why they picked him because
He's
I
less
guess-
influenced by the American people.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. But he is from Chicago. You know, when they announced him, the first thing that popped in my mind was Punk's theme music.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just went the cult of personality went in my head because when he's walking out, I'm just thinking he should have Punk's music coming out.
There was one thing that so the
Chicago's got a
Chicago
pope,
Bulls.
but the Cowboys got a Super Bowl win.
They got a pope before the Super Bowl win. Chicago got a pope before Dallas got a Super Bowl win. That's not true.
Before San Diego got a Super Bowl.
oh
Because the Cowboys Super Bowl win happened before the pope. So Chicago got one sooner than Dallas has gotten one. More recently, what you meant, right?
Mhm.
You said they got one before the Super Bowl. I was like, what? They won a few.
No,
Yeah,
I meant to say that they got a Pope before the Cowboys who won a Super Bowl.
Hey, they got a Pope sooner than they won a Super Bowl. Okay. But no,
Remember the Bulls used to come out with that doo 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 doo. That was him coming up to the thing. And somebody dubbed it in the.
That was pretty cool.
That was funny.
but no, the Pope is from Chicago. He's a Chicago Cardinal. Remember that they had the Chicago Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. They did.
But there was a Cardinal from St. Louis, and that'd be hilarious if he would have got picked.
Yeah.
The St. Louis Cardinal got picked.
Oh,
But you saw that thing I sent you, right? Adam Schefter, the pick is in.
Yeah.
The new Pope is Leo or whatever. It was great.
So is he like what happened to? I didn't really follow much of what happened with the previous one. What,
He died.
Well, I know he died.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know that much, but like
Old
he was
age.
good and he got better, and then he got worse. Like it was back and forth.
His health was just up and down.
Recently released him from the hospital. He could die.
Like a hospice.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I have to think that they already had this
See,
guy
the
lined
Pope-
up.
the
Before,
Pope- There's not really, I think there's only one Pope that's retired. Resigned before. Yeah. The Pope is just like
Pope
Supreme
Benedict.
Court. You're there, you're NWO, right? You're for life.
for life.
You're there until you kick the bucket.
So Jason says the Pope has a brother here in Pasco County, Wesley Chapel, 20 minutes from his house.
I heard about
So
that.
so he's a pastor there too, his brother, or
Wesley's
no?
a
Okay.
pastor.
Okay.
He goes to the church.
Well, yeah, I
I'm
didn't
pretty
know if
sure
his
the
brother.
Pope's dad was a
Usually,
cardinal.
and I've noticed that
His dad was like a priest or something. I got cardinal.
he's not a priest. That much he's not a father. I can tell you his dad is not a father. They can't be married. Priests are not usually there's certain ways around it, but they're not supposed
Yeah.
to be married.
They're not supposed to be.
When you go to priesthood, you never have a wife. You're
Nope.
pretty much a virgin.
Yep, you got to be. Pure.
Now there's ways that can be around it if you've forgiven and this, but very rarely are you not a virgin. So yeah, he's never been married. The Pope, I guarantee you, the Pope has never been married.
Oh yeah.
The Pope's father might be, but the Pope has never been married because he's got to be the purest of the pure.
What's interesting is that the Pope's brother was being interviewed by some
Local.
outlet, and then the Pope actually called him while he was in the middle of the interview.
Yeah.
Saying he
No.
became Pope, or
Well, he already knew he become, but it's
Oh.
first phone call after becoming Pope to his brother, and there was a dude there interviewing the brother.
Excuse me.
it's okay. I probably can't smell anyway.
Me either. Oh yeah.
One thing I've noticed about priests, right, is a lot of them come from bigger families, and they're the only one that becomes a priest out of like 4 or 5 kids. Anyone that has like big families, I can smell that. So at least I got my taste of smell, or sense of smell. Sense of smell. You messed up my brain. Good Lord. So do you have a free for all? Yours was kind of like the Pope.
Please get Bino.
What?
Please get Bino. I don't want him to get a COVID vaccine every time you fart.
No, I'm thinking.
All right. Well, I have a free for all. Right. So my free for all is no. I was gonna tell jokes, but I can't do that.
No.
Yes, bringing that plate. Good Lord, I can't think as of you. Good Lord.
What's the
Okay,
plate?
I
What's the
got.
plate?
Okay,
He
I got
wiped
one.
my brain.
So it's a question. It's like if you could be in any TV show or movie show.
What?
Talk to the mic,
Oh.
dude.
Well, you're looking out there. I thought we saw the girl with the dog.
No,
Oh.
I'm trying to get him to talk into the mic.
Okay, if
That's
you
why I
could
got mine
be
way back
in
here.
any like movie or TV show world, what would it be?
Any TV show or movie. I got a couple options,
Mhm.
right?
Same.
So I love horror movies. If I could be in any TV show or movie, one of them, to be honest with you, would be Chucky.
Okay.
I would love to be in Chucky's world.
I thought he was gonna say Terrifier, but that's
No, see, the thing is, I love to be in the Terrifier, but I'm gonna get sawed in half. At least Chucky can kick the damn dog. Because I'm not saying I'm gonna be buddies with this dude. I don't know.
Yeah, where did the Southern
The dang wings are kicking my brain. Okay.
What the fuck? I don't know where you
See,
were
the
from, the
Terrifier
South,
would be cool.
Southern draw.
Terrifier would be cool, but Chucky, I'm buddies with that dog. Like, we'd be cool friends.
Wanna play?
Yeah, let's play, motherfucker.
Jimmy's mom.
But another world I would love to be in, only because I love the characters, I love the show so much. How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
me and Barney would. Barney tells me to suit up, and I would suit up. Damn it. Have you met Zach? All right, I would love to be in that world. What about you? You came up with the question.
Okay, I got.
You should have an answer on your head.
Okay,
I came up with an answer faster than you.
I have a couple in mind. Okay, one of them being because it's really funny, just because it's a funny answer. South Park.
Oh, that would be good.
That would be funny.
And that would be funny as hell.
Only if you're Canadian, because your mouth, your whole head opens up when you talk.
All over like Ike.
Don't kick the baby. Kick the baby.
Oh, kick the baby, kick the baby.
And because I want to experience, because of like I'm a nerd, the Avengers world.
Well, that's not nerdy. I think
It's not
it's
nerdy.
like Harry Potter or something. Which that was my free for all, by the way. Oh my gosh, I got one. Anyway, go ahead.
It would be like trying to experience like what it'd be like if we had a world full of superheroes and stuff like that.
That'd be pretty cool. We
Me?
do have superheroes. They just don't wear capes and everything.
Oh,
They're called policemen. They're called military. They're called nurses, doctors, firefighters, people who don't get paid,
even security
Teachers.
guards,
teachers, security guards, students that are part of the school shootings and doing the right thing. And hey, let me save my other students.
Yep. I know you had a take, so I'll go quick on mine. It would be TV show Friends.
That would be good. That would be pretty cool. Although hanging out at a bar, according to How I Met Your Mother, is way better than a coffee shop. They actually did that. They were in a coffee shop. They're like, yeah, not better than a bar.
Yeah. Well, it used to be a bar back in before it became a coffee shop. It was one of the earlier episodes, which, whatever.
One of the pilot, kind of like before.
Yeah. The other one would be American Pie.
That'd be a good world.
Stifler.
That'd be a great world. Band camp. This one time in band
It
camp.
just seems like it's
When
so easy for them.
Stifler crabs in someone's cooler.
My free for all is, so I was at Marto Brewing Company. Great place, by the way. I went there for movies and shopping for and I was watching the TV, and on ESPN News they had ESPN 8, the Ocho that they do every year. There's a thing called quad ball.
The fuck's quad ball?
Harry Potter shit. It's Quidditch without the freaking seeker or the snitch. They're throwing balls at people. When you hit the ball, you have to drop the other ball that you throw in the hoop. These people are at college playing Harry Potter, and I couldn't take my eyes off the TV.
Was it entertaining?
They were riding brooms.
Was one of them riding a fucking Swiffer?
They had brooms and running around.
Was one of I'd be funny as hell. One of them riding a fucking Swiffer.
It was the national team versus the developmental team. How is this not on actual ESPN? Because I guarantee you're going to make money. Because either people want to watch it because they like it, or people are going to watch it to make fun of it, or it's going to be a drinking game.
Right?
It was the dumbest thing ever, but at the same time, hilarious.
So quad ball, a gender mixed sport.
Yes, there's men and women.
Teams of 7 players use brooms to play a fast-paced game inspired by Quidditch, rugby, dodgeball, and tag. Teams score points by throwing a waffle or a volleyball through hoops by catching a flag. Beaters use dodgeball to knock out opponents, and seekers try to catch the flag.
Okay, my dumb bastard would be the one riding the fucking Swiffer.
You would play it.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Mr. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
You make fun of me for playing Dungeons and Dragons. D&D is fun.
Can I tell you something? I would totally play quad ball with you guys.
D&D is a great game if you have a
As
great
long as we don't have the
imagination.
brooms. The
I'll
brooms
be
is
riding
what
a fucking Hoover vacuum.
the brooms is what made me laugh.
I'll be riding a
This was
Hoover.
at a brooming company on TV.
Right.
Do we not have anything else to watch?
Right. Yeah.
I'll be the guy that'll be riding a
Literally
fucking Hoover.
anything. Literally anything. You can put in an old.
I swore
sitcom.
Caitlin Clark was playing by then. Like we're gonna get WNBA on.
Yeah, they were one man.
But no, I saw that on TV and I'm like, because I was watching, I was like, what was on first? Oh, darts.
That's not bad to watch.
And I'm like, why is darts
bad.
on ESPN? What? And then I realized it's doing ESPN8, the Ocho, but I think from like last year, because they always have a, by the way, if you on Roku, they have an ESPN8 Ocho all the time.
Yeah, they'll play other sports. That
But
aren't
every
really
year on
televised.
ESPN2, in like August for a week, they play ESPN8 the Ocho. But they actually have ESPN8 the Ocho dedicated to a Roku channel.
Yeah.
All because of the movie Dodgeball. I Googled it. It started in 2017 because of the movie Dodgeball. Because you remember, the Dodgeball was on ESPN8 the Ocho with like the squirrel on the water skis and all that stuff.
Right.
But the other
You can
free for
dodge a
all I
ball,
had,
you can.
the other free for all I had, because I know we don't have this on there, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
First of all, she got the call for the technical, which I don't think she pushed.
No,
Angel Reese, her
she-
hands just
she
got tied
flopped.
up.
She flopped.
Yeah,
Flop.
LeBron. She learned it from LeBron. She also took down the post, by the way. Did you see? She had a post to LeBron saying Jordan never lost in the finals. Angel Reese did. Had that post. And then she took it down. Yeah, because you're flopping like him. So, 2, Caitlin Clark became 3rd all time on triple-double list in WNBA history. And it's her first game into her 2nd season.
Yep.
Let's talk about how the fact that people have said her coach, not her coach, but other coaches in college basketball and everything, that she is not going to make it in the WNBA.
Yep.
Clearly, she's going to shatter the dang triple-double record,
Right.
because if she's already 3rd all time in her first game of the 2nd season. Also, did you see Dave Portnoy was there?
Who?
Dave Portnoy, the president of Barstool, which, by the way, if Barstool's listening, I'll take a job. We could have a Barstool Iowa. We could comment on Iowa sports, because he was wearing a Caitlin Clark jersey. He went there. He paid for the all that stuff, and he put $25,000 on her to get a triple double. And since it hit, it was $350,000 payout. I was like, oh, cool. I could have put in 25 and got 350. I mean, I still would never bet $25 on WNBA, maybe 5, but not 25. But yeah, Caitlin Clark is the real. Like, let's just put it out there. Caitlin Clark is the only reason we watch WNBA. Numbers went up because of her. We didn't even know the finals were going on still because the Caitlin Clark got eliminated.
Yeah.
If there was no Caitlin Clark, there would be no WNBA.
and there would be no Angel Reese. We only know Angel
Well,
Reese.
I mean, there would be a WNBA, but it wouldn't be up there.
Yeah, we would not know Angel Reese.
We would know Angel Reese. We would know certain people, but if Caitlin Clark never played in the WNBA, no one would follow WNBA.
I agree with that.
Those are my 2 free for alls. I had 2 good topics I needed to talk about.
Oh, another one is a local thing. Did you know that the All-American Rejects were playing at a barn in Moose?
No,
I saw videos of that and I thought it was pretty fucking cool.
it's like the Luke Bryant.
Like in the
Farm
middle
tour.
of nowhere in a barn.
Oh, recap real quick. I don't know why I thought about this now, and I didn't put a recap. Me and my daughter went to Dylan Scott and met him. How did I not? Maybe that was gonna be my free for all, but then we did live recap. It just threw me off, and then the damn wings.
Fart.
And his between his fart and the wings, my brain went. But yeah, we went to Dylan Scott.
okay,
It
my
was-
farts aren't that bad.
we went to Dylan Scott. It was my daughter's
Don't give me that. It's not
first
bad.
concert. I know it was on my Snap story and Facebook. My phone died, I think, shortly after Country Till I Die song by him. But some of the highlights, right? We met 2 girls from Minnesota who she gave her the set list to, because I think one, it's a piece of paper that was gonna rip. So and then I told her, I was joking. I was like, you got a guitar pick from Dylan Scott's guitar player, like playing in the through it. You got a drumstick from George Burge's drummer. Like, he looked for her. I was talking to somebody else next to me, and then the girls were like, hey, where's your daughter? He's looking for her. I'm like, in the bathroom. So when he came back out to the stage, saw me, and I waved him over. I was like, you're looking for the little girl. I'm her dad. She went to the bathroom. Gave me the drumstick for her. Of course, should have kept it, but I gave it to her.
Why should he need it later to pleasure herself?
It was he broke it off, the top of it off, so therefore it wasn't the drum part on it. It was sharp, so it'd make me bleed.
The way you like it.
Two, and then like we did the meet and greet,
Yeah.
and he signed her shirt, and he's like, "Don't tell her that. Don't tell anyone this, but I'm not supposed to." Right, like in a little Louisiana accent, deep voice. I don't care. It's done now. But he wasn't. They wanted us to empty our pockets, and Zoe kept the marker in front. And I was like, "You ask him. Like you're a little kid. You ask him. He's gonna say yes." She's like, "Dad, I'm scared. You ask him." I'm like, "All right, I'll ask him. I don't care." Because what did I say when I asked him? He signed that shirt that we bought when we went.
No, he didn't because we didn't have a marker.
No, but that's the shirt she wore, and
Yep.
he signed it. But we didn't have a marker when we met him, or he would have signed it. And they told us not to ask him, and he wasn't going to sign, and he was going to. So I was like, he'll do it, Zoe. Watch. And yet he signed it. I held one side, he held the other. At this point, if I go to another Dylan Scott concert, I think he should just hire me. As much money as I give him, good Lord. And meet him, he should remember. Yeah, we met him at Humboldt. So if I see him again, he should recognize my face. Like, I swear I know you from somewhere. Yeah, you've seen me 3 times. But like when he first came out, he sang "The Good Times Go By Fast." He goes, "Soak it in while it lasts." He looked at us and pointed at me and Zoe, like, "Hey, it's father, daughter. Like, soak this in. It's not gonna last." And he has kids of his own that are younger than Zoe and Zane. But he's like that's a moment right there. And then eventually he did more stuff throughout the night. But again, my phone died, so now it's looking like I don't have my phone. I'm just enjoying the moment with my daughter. So I think he pointed to us more times, but I don't have proof of it because my phone died, and that was by accident. It's just my phone really died there because everyone's on the internet, everyone's snapping, everyone's doing this, so it's just taking longer, so it's just taking more battery. But it was a great concert. They were great with her, like all the people around. When she went, she came right back, but she could slither. When I went, they made sure no one came up to my spot. Like everyone around's like, "Hey, she's got a dad. He's coming back up." It was harder to get back out of the crowd than get back through the crowd. Like when I came back through, they're like, "Oh yeah, we just saw you. You got a daughter up there. Here you go." The security guard, she was great. She has a 6-year-old son that went to the concert, and she kind of like, "Hey, everyone, do not push. Don't do anything. We got kids up here. I will kick you out," kind of thing. And there was a point in time when they called her, she ran over there, jumped over the fence, and escorted them out of the building. Came back, and it's always like, "What happened?" And she said, "Hey, someone was being rough, and I escorted them out." And so I was like, "Thank you for that." Like. She was like, "Hey, this people are watching us." But for her first concert, she's never going to beat it. I know she wants to go to Maddox Batson. It ain't going to be better than Dylan Scott.
No.
She was screaming at the top of her lungs. You saw her the next day. She couldn't talk. Probably the best gift you guys had, too. One kid was quiet all day because they couldn't talk. But anyway, as always, we are
translate for her when she did an order, like last weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because she couldn't talk?
Because she couldn't talk. Because we went to Storm Lake for Mother's Day, and I had to, like, "What do you want?" I'm like listening for it, and I got like, okay, I got to try to remember that. I had to go have the other kids tell them what they wanted.
I said it sounds like she smokes 5 packs of Pall Malls.
So,
Grandma.
As always, though, we are sponsored by B&L Creative Design. For all your woodworking, jewelry needs, it's summertime. Get planter boxes again. They do the lanterns. They could do different fronts on them as well. T-shirts, anything you need. I know they got a lot of designs coming up for derby racers and everything like that. So just reach out to them, please. B&L Creative Designs on Facebook. If you want to go to their Etsy page, it's BL Creative Design Shop on Etsy. All those links, and I still actually did the promo better than I do on the minute that I get on.
I was about to say it's been a little bit. I thought he was gonna fumble over that.
No, because you know why? I'm not trying to squeeze it in a dang minute. Like I'm on those videos. You got like 5 seconds to hurry up and say what you need because you got 55 for the other stuff. Do we got anything on there? Okay, I know you're looking, so I just want to make sure. So yeah, please reach out to them. Again, summertime is probably one of their most busy times. They're gonna try to look into some shows and some stuff around here.
Do we want to hit briefly on what's going on in the wrestling business, or talk about what we're gonna do?
Both.
We can do both.
So in WWE, Joe Hendry came to WrestleMania. Orton pushed for Joe Hendry to get to
Yeah, he did.
WrestleMania.
He did.
He's like, they're like, who do you want to face? Because clearly it's not going to set up a feud. Because the next night on Raw, RKO out of nowhere to Cena was great. Who do you want to face? And he said Joe Hendry because of how popular he is, how big he is. Joe Hendry admitted he has not signed a contract. He's not going to extend the TNA. And I think WWE is going to offer him something. Because Triple H said this isn't going to be your last WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's going to go to WWE.
I think TNA is now going to be a developmental league for like NXT and stuff, and they'll bring talent up.
I that point of NXT.
Yeah. But what it is TNA. It's going to be a main roster.
Brand.
It's going to be a main roster. Everyone, the people in NXT don't even want to go to the main roster sometimes because there's just so many eyes on them, right? Shawn Michaels is running that so well that everyone knows them. Ricky Starks is in NXT, who was, Ricky Saints. He was Ricky Starks in AEW. He's the North American champion. He said, I want to defend this North American champion with Raw and SmackDown talent. So it's going to be a third brand, and I think TNA is going to be that developmental brand. It's only a matter of time before TKO Sports buys out TNA. They got the money. TNA is a great brand. It's becoming big again because you have the Hardys, you have Dolph Ziggler, you have Joe Hendry, who's also had a following in the Rumble and now Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. You said who?
Oh, the Nemesis, Nick's brother.
Yeah,
Ryan.
Nick. Yeah, Dolph Ziggler, the Nemesis. You have these people.
Moose is doing really well too.
Who?
Moose.
Yeah,
He's
Moose,
good-
but
he's
he's
good.
been a TNA guy forever. He wasn't WWE or
He's
NXT,
also a former NFL offensive lineman.
but he also showed up on NXT.
Yeah.
To go against like Trick and them.
Yep.
In fact, Trick Williams is, I don't know if the match happened yet, but he's going after the TNA championship against Joe Hendry.
Yep.
NXT TNA. So I think TNA is going to become that fourth brand for WWE with this. That's why they came back into an agreement thing. It's just a matter of time before they're actually bought out. They probably have been bought out. They're just going to hold it silent because they want it to pretend like it's a different brand.
Right.
I like the way WWE is going. You had R-Truth's childhood hero, travesty, childhood hero, even though he's older than John Cena.
Yeah.
Turn on him. He's like 3-4 years. He's like 6 years older than Cena.
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's my childhood
I
hero."
saw a clip saying
John, that's not John. John would never do that to me. I'm gonna hustle loyalty, respect like my childhood hero did.
So I saw a TikTok today, and it was John Cena reacting to someone saying, "You were his real hero." And what quantum thing in my R-Truth's childhood hero? He's like 110 years old.
Yeah, he doesn't
He's
age.
older than me.
They feel like some people are thinking that because next week they face on Saturday night's main event down in Tampa.
That R-Truth could win.
They're saying that it's a wasted appearance for Cena, but I think
It is.
it is. But it's gonna set. They're saying it could set up R-Truth retiring.
It could, or it could just further that heel moment, right?
Yeah.
See, and another good thing
I
that's
think the
happened in
person that's going to
WWE,
take the belt off of him is the one that he took the belt off.
Well,
but it's gonna be at the end of the year.
It's gonna be the end of the year.
It's not happening anytime soon.
No.
You
No.
gave John Cena this title. You're not gonna get rid of it in a month or two.
No.
You're gonna wait till maybe SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series. I could see one of those two that he would lose it if he loses it before December.
Yeah, there's also talk of Rock said he's not done with this feud yet. He said that on the Pat McAfee show. He's not. He'll be back. Cody Rhodes is coming back.
And how do you
soon.
do that? You have
have
Cody
to
Rhodes take the belt off of Cena, and then Rock go, I guess I got to do it myself because
Yep.
he's the final boss, right? Roman's reign was a boss. Then you have Cena as the boss. He lost to Cena. Now he beats Cena. Then the final boss comes. That's how you do a final boss. WWE is doing this long-term promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If you storytelling, remember RKO Nick Aldis.
Yep.
He's like, I already paid you for that 2 years ago. And now it looks like it's going to be Orton versus Aldis because he
This is
freaking
WrestleMania.
RKO'd like 25 people.
He paid 25
That was
people.
awesome.
Just the RKO. They said RKO party. The only thing I could think of was the Young Bucks, the super kick party. But he was just RKOing everyone left and right in that match because he's like, I should be champion. RKO Nick Aldis, RKO J&J Security,
Right.
RKO this guy. Hey, you. Bam.
I like what Ray Barrett said. He's like, "What did Jamie Noble do?" Like it was just
He was there. That's what he did.
Yeah. And like at that point, I kind of knew Cena was going to win. I already knew Cena was going to win anyway, but
that Wade Barrett might come out of retirement and do that.
There was heavy rumors That'd be pretty cool. There was
I would like
heavy
to see
rumors about Goldberg and Gunther. Do you see that happening now?
no.
That'd be a good long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
But he didn't come out from Pat McAfee's match. I don't see them setting it up for SummerSlam.
No,
because of Jey Uso is facing him after Saturday Night.
Maybe.
maybe
If
if they don't
the
put it
winner
on
of
Logan
Logan
Paul,
Jey Uso is facing Gunther.
because there's talks of Logan Paul might be what? Okay, there's talk of Logan Paul might be getting the belt,
That's stupid. So stupid.
but they'll have two champions that are heels, and they like to thrive on viewership to see if they lose.
See, I
Fair
like what
enough, but
WWE is doing though, because the whole Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker.
Dude, CM
Who-
Punk is
who-
doing the best work of his career right now. It's funny.
Who
He
is
trolls
the
seriously.
fourth guy? You think it's gonna be Sami Zayn? I heard theories of Austin Theory. I like Austin Theory. Austin Theory is
I
that
don't think
Randy
they're- I
Orton
think they're
character.
Trying to like a Evolution 2.0
But if they do that, it's not Sami Zayn. It's Austin Theory.
because
He
of
has the talent that Orton did.
Yes.
He's just struggling to get off the ground like Orton did. So you have
Yep.
Braun Breaker, Batista. You have the Triple H and Seth Rollins. You have the Ric Flair and Paul Heyman.
but he never
and
fucking
now-
wrestles.
But he does the low blows and everything, right?
Mhm.
Now you have the Orton and Austin Theory
Yes.
to make him a future champion.
Getting back to
Or
where
I
it
heard
started.
it might be Miles Bourne.
Maybe.
Getting back to where it started. That match at WrestleMania, besides the women's match, best match on the card.
Yes,
That was awesome.
that was the
That
best
was the
match.
great match. I didn't care that Paul Heyman. I kind of figured he was going to do that anyway. But the way that they set it up, the way that it was like, okay, what is the point of a triple threat match if there's no belt on the line or number one contendership? It was great. It was a great match. All three looked great.
Now I'm not gonna lie. My best favorite match of WrestleMania, we all know, is Joe Hendry and Orton.
As he
Yes.
turns
And I
around
called
gets
it
hurt.
too. As soon as they opened up the door, I was like, "It's Joe Hendry." I knew it was him because he's got to do the turnaround. But the only reason, and the reason I love that match is because you did the Joe Hendry thing, you did the turnaround, you did this, you got Orton to win, got out, and then even Orton did the whole spin around Joe Hendry thing. It was great. But I think that was the best match by
Yeah.
far. Was Orton, or not Orton, Punk, Rollins, and Reigns. Great match.
Could it be that fourth guy? I don't have a theory. There's no pun intended on that. Could it be long term John Moxley?
No, I feel because you
He's
remember,
still the champion.
but I don't care about that because I think he's gonna lose to Samoa Joe. Here's
He
the thing:
probably will. Yeah.
if he comes back to WWE, either A, they're gonna do a Shield reunion soon, or B, he's coming to help Roman Reigns. Like what happened when there's always a plan B with Evolution, right?
Right.
He's never gonna side with Rollins over Reigns because Rollins turned on him the first time.
Yeah.
And he never will side.
And he's
with
always
Reigns.
been that close to Roman better than he has with
Remember,
Rollins.
Moxley was the last person to redo the Shield 2.0 because he didn't trust Rollins. Reigns trusted Rollins before Moxley did. Moxley always had that "you're gonna turn on us again" mentality.
Yeah.
And
So I don't
Moxley
think it
has
will
a
ever be him. If it's
stable-
him, by the way, great work by WWE doing the unexpected. 'Cause
I
that
think
would be the most unexpected.
I think it would
Moxley
be
returns
if
and
he
come back.
does. But looking at the talent, that's who's out, who's not. It can't be Cody Rhodes because that doesn't make sense.
No, it
I'd never
doesn't.
be Cody Rhodes.
It would never be Cody Rhodes. But looking at who's out, who might be coming back, who's in TNA, who's not, I think it's well. There was one theory they said it was John Cena, and I was like, well, that don't make sense either.
Becky Lynch.
You think it could be a woman?
Why not?
I'd like it.
Husband and wife.
Husband and wife. You got the muscles.
But if you notice, and there's a theory on this, and I saw this, Becky Lynch, Finn, and somebody else have been wearing the same shade of yellow. Finn's gonna leave the Judgment Day.
Mhm.
Becky Lynch has got a mean streak. If they're always wearing some shade of yellow the same, they might form a faction. I think we're in the time of factions in WWE again.
Which is good.
As long as Dominic Mysterio just disappears.
You don't like him?
No, he's pretty. I think he's a good heel.
No,
I think he's a great heel, and he's gotten better at wrestling.
And he doesn't break kayfabe. He's in interviews. He's still in that heel trying to promote the
Taker.
business. Yep.
Just like Taker never broke character.
Mhm.
And now he's Mark Alloway. So now he just do whatever he
Love his
wants.
podcast, by the way. It's awesome.
Real quick though, rest in peace, Sabu.
Sabu, yep. Well, on the other hand, right here. I love John Cena as a heel. I think this is great.
Oh, this is great. But do you hear about the Sabu thing? Though?
I
They
did
gave
not
him drugs to get through that match, hardcore match, and then he died a couple days later. So everyone's blaming Joey Janela because it was his little promotion thing, GCW. And he got knocked so far unconscious. The only thing that woke him up was the Sandman's entrance to Metallica's Enter the Sandman. I don't know what's going on lately, though. These little independent leagues are always bringing these ECW people, and everyone's like, ECW. WWE's not doing it anymore. AEW's not doing it. TNA's not doing it. It has to be these smaller promotions doing it. But yeah, Sabu was like, what, 60 something?
60, I think.
And they gave him some kind of drug. It started with a K, I believe.
ketamine.
It might have been that. They gave him something to go through the match because of pain, and they think that's what killed him.
Could be.
I don't think it was ketamine. It was something else. We could Google it later, but yeah, it's unfortunate. Sabu was one of my favorite ECW, the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal.
Right.
Love Sabu, always with the chairs and taking the chair and just throwing it in their faces.
Pogo stick.
Not hitting them. He just taking it and throwing it in your face. But yeah, it was unfortunate. So I think we're done with WWE. Pat McAfee lost that match, but he looked good.
Oh yeah.
Well, against Gunther.
Um,
Yes, I knew it started with a K.
I don't think it was about wins or losses. It was more for the story behind it was Pat McAfee was defending Michael Cole.
Well, that and saying Gunther, you're taking it easy. You're not the. And I think it was more to bring out that Gunther that we knew, right?
Yep.
The Gunther of. But Gunther showed respect at the end. Didn't do no cheap shot or nothing.
No.
Shook Pat McAfee's hand because he went toe to toe with them. Did not tap out. He got
What sleep?
he lost by submission because he couldn't.
Knockout kind of thing.
Yeah, he couldn't keep his arm up, but he didn't tap out. And Gunther's like, you know what? I respect you. You got in this ring. You fought me. I think that's what that match was for. It was, hey, Pat McAfee's people were thinking that could have been his last match. So it was like, hey, Pat McAfee's also still kind of a wrestler. Two, we're speaking our minds kind of thing as commentators, and this person doesn't like it, so we can stand up for ourselves. But more importantly, is for Gunther, like, hey, he's not a softie. Like, he's still the guy we know because he lost to Jey Uso. He lost before that. He lost to Sami Zayn the belt.
He could be setting up a face turn.
What happens if he's going with Rusev? Because remember, Rusev's like, if you're lost, come find. I was lost once, and I will save you, my brothers. So maybe that's what this is setting up, is them to be a tag team. I could see that. That'd be a fearsome tag team.
Another United Nations stable.
Kind of, but better.
No, the last one was horrible. Come on now. League of Nations.
We know Alberto Peltron ain't gonna be there.
He's actually a part of it now because he was in AAA.
But they said, and I read this article, what you said, he is not going to the WWE roster. He's not going to be at Worlds Collide. He is staying in AAA. He will not come to WWE. He will not come to NXT. He will not do any of that stuff.
Well, because he's burned that bridge like twice.
He's burned that bridge with WWE. They will not bring him up, but they're going to keep him with AAA. There's three others, Viking or whatever. There's three other people.
Vikingo, I think.
Vikingo. There's other AAA players that even though they bought them, they will not appear on the roster because of bridges burned or whatever.
Well, and not only that, but he is so over down there. Bringing him up here is just going to rub people the wrong way.
And I think they just I think him and his.
I think the plan is
with Paige and everything. I think that just ruined his bridges.
Yeah.
So anyway, NHL.
What a time for hockey.
See, these are supposed to be the longest two topics.
And
first of all, let's just talk about how the Western Conference Finals is the same as last year. Edmonton versus Dallas. And by the way, I mentioned this to the group of the NWO. I don't know, and I did the same thing with ours. I copied and pasted because I wasn't typing it all again. That Sheffel, whatever his name is, lost his dad. Rest in peace to his dad. You know what? Hockey community, everyone on Dallas shook his hand and everything. Like, man, we feel for you. But you were from the highest to the lowest of lows, the highest to the lowest of lows again. Because you lost your dad, you scored. You're up 1-0. It's 1-1 now. And he's the one that caused the only penalty in the game. the first and only penalty with 15 seconds left to go in the third. Goes into overtime. And on the power play, Dallas wins.
Mm-hmm.
He caused the penalty, so he caught to him. He caused them to lose, and not only lose, but get eliminated from the playoffs in that game. Now, I guarantee you, every single player on his team and every single player in Dallas says it's not your fault.
Yeah,
you didn't cause this, because everyone on their team said we could have played better. Everyone on the other team says your team could have done better or whatever.
All right.
But you go from losing your dad to I'm playing because my dad wants me to. You score the first goal of the game for either team. You're up 1-0. Then it's tied, and then you cause the penalty. You know that's going through your head too.
Oh, yeah.
I just cost
definitely.
my team
Yep.
the chance at the Western Conference Finals, or at least the Game 7.
Right.
So, but still, prayers are with his family.
Yep.
I mean, it sucks losing a parent for sure. And he didn't look. He looks like he's in his mid-20s, so he's not that old. So his dad's probably not that old, probably in the 50s or 60s. I didn't read how his dad died, but I'm pretty sure it was probably some disease or something. But man, it was go Stars though. Go Stars.
Yeah. You picked him in our thing.
What
to
are
go.
the-
Oh,
Yep, I told him to go all the way.
Or in the Eastern.
Right.
Eastern is going to be Carolina, and tonight we'll find out Florida
or
here
Toronto.
soon at like 2:30.
Yeah. Oh, actually, later tonight. The other game is the Timberwolves.
2:30 is the Nuggets and the Golden
Thunder.
Thunder. God, why can't we remember one of them? I swear I keep
Well,
saying
it looks
Rockets.
like the Nuggets. Are kind of pulling
But
away.
no, it's Game 7 tonight is 6:30. It's going to be the Florida Panthers and Toronto Maple Leafs. Whoever wins plays the Carolina Hurricanes.
Which of all
Watch my luck living in Carolina and also living in Dallas. Within the year of each other, it's going to be Carolina versus Dallas.
could happen.
I wouldn't mind that matchup.
I don't mind any of the matchups with the 5 teams remaining, and I'm including.
No, I want Dallas. No Canadian team. Damn it. That's not true. I mean, Edmonton's great. Toronto's great. They're all
Yeah,
great.
I picked Edmonton before the season started.
I think
when
the
we were in
beginning of the
Minneapolis.
season, I think I said it could be
Who
Toronto
won the
and
President's
Dallas.
Trophy this year?
Winnipeg,
Winnipeg
who just got eliminated.
just got eliminated.
But I think in the beginning of the year we could go
the
through this.
last time-
I think I said Dallas and Toronto could be it.
I
You
said
know-
Edmonton to win it all.
I mean, the last time
I'm not
President's
saying I'm
Trophy
gonna stick
winner
with
won
it.
the Stanley Cup was the Blackhawks.
Yep.
Yeah. Could you imagine for the longest time, no President's Trophy winner? For the longest time, no Canadian team, and the Jets won it all. They'd be the first President Cup and Canadian team in the
all in
longest
one.
time.
They just get the trifecta. They get all the double. They get the President's Trophy.
Have they won? Is there a Canadian team that hasn't won the cup?
Oh,
It's been 20 years since they.
Or-
I think it's Is it Vancouver?
So, but in the playoffs now, well, yesterday, between the Jets, Maple Leafs,
'Cause the
and
Jets
Edmonton, Maple Leafs, and Jets, yeah, they've all won one before.
The Jets haven't because it used to be the Atlanta Thrashers back in the day, and that was like expansion.
And they never won one.
And they never won one.
So the Jets would have been.
They would have been the ones.
So they would have won their first one, first Canadian team, and the President's team for a
Trophy.
while.
Used to
Yeah,
be
like you
the
said, the
Atlanta
trifecta.
Thrashers.
Yeah, Atlanta Thrashers. They were around for like 5 years.
Yep.
Maybe longer. Yeah,
Now we
yeah,
got the Utah Mammoths.
You know why you never heard of them before? Because they weren't there around. They weren't around long. They were an expansion team, and then they moved almost
Well,
immediately.
there was like a little theory saying that the only reason they set up shop in Atlanta was to move back to Canada, which now
Probably.
makes sense. But because they had one in wasn't Winnipeg before, and they moved to Colorado.
And became the Avalanche.
It
Yes.
became the Avalanche.
I don't know what they were before. They weren't the Jets though.
No, they weren't the Jets. It was a weird day.
There is another team though called the Mammoth. In
I think
pro
the Ottawa
sports.
Senators have never won.
By the way, did you know there is a Mammoth team in pro sports? I don't know. I saw it on there. There is two.
Yeah, Utah.
No, there's another Mammoth team
Another Mammoth team
in pro sports. It might be a soccer team.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But I do like their logo, though. Utah did do pretty well.
The Mammoth, the Colorado Mammoth, a box lacrosse team in the NLL. So that is the national team.
Right.
So that's what it is. That was their logo right there.
But
Dude,
yeah,
that
the
losing has a
Ottawa.
wang.
But that's that. Well, I saw it. I'm
Looks like
like,
it has a
I'm
wang.
like, what pro sport team is named the Mammoth? And I'm like, it must be soccer, National Lacrosse League. So it is a pro lacrosse team.
Yep.
That's also number 10 on our list of pro teams. Or
It
pro
look- that
sports.
logo looks
It
like
falls under golf and disc golf and all that other stuff.
That
What was
logo
the-
looks like
so
it has a fucking wang.
I think Winnipeg and Ottawa, because if I remember correctly, 2007 was the Ducks and Senators, and they said whoever wins this will have their first Stanley
And it
Cup.
was Anaheim,
And it was Anaheim. Yep.
the Mighty Ducks. But yeah,
Quack,
so
quack, quack, Mr. Ducksworth.
Speaking of Anaheim, they hired Coach Q.
Yep. And they also are going after Jonathan Toews.
Coach
House.
Q.
Yeah.
From the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Yep, and he was the head coach of the Panthers up until when a videographer with the Blackhawks back in like the mid-teens was accused of touching players.
Oof. Yeah, I
And
remember
Coach
about that.
Q knew about it. NHL stepped in and banned him.
But I do like what.
They just reinstated him last year, so Anaheim hired him.
But I do like what Coach of the Lightning, John Cooper, said after losing to the Panthers. He's like, they're the kings of Florida now. We gotta do better to unthrone them, dethrone them.
I wonder where Peter Laviette's going to go.
The ex-coach of the Rangers.
Yep.
Which by good job getting Mike Sullivan, by the way. That's
Yes.
a great
Thank
hire.
God. As long as you don't look like a deer in the headlights when things go.
Well, not only that, but look what he,
Blackhawks get a new head coach?
Peter Laviette. Anyway,
I know we fired our head coach.
Peter Laviette's not bad. He'll bring you up there.
yeah, he will.
But last night I was watching the games. Everyone had like a little otters. You know why? The goalie Ottinger. I didn't even realize. I was like, why we got otters in Dallas? Ottinger. Oh, he made. Oh, look,
He's a good goalie.
Shesterkin, watch his ass. Dude dived and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he was diving with the stick and everything to save. Where is this from, Dammers? This dude was doing everything to stop the goal.
Yeah, he was pissing me off because of the Avalanche. Damn, I hated that guy. I like him now because they're not playing Colorado.
And that's why he's the highest paid goalie.
Yeah, he is
They
great.
found out what the Rangers were paying Shesterkin, and like, this guy deserves better. In every right, he deserves better. I have never seen a goalie in my life in hockey literally dive and then have to literally jump the other way and use his whole body to save him.
They're saying he's like, I don't know if you remember this guy, Dominic Hasek,
Yes.
Buffalo Sabres. He's kind of like, that's how he emulates from.
Oh, great. I
Like
was
he
watching
has,
it. I'm like,
he has a spine, he's shifty and everything. Yeah.
I'm watching. I'm like, this is hockey. This is playoff hockey. It was
We
great.
still have an interim head coach named Anderson.
Might be your permanent.
God, I hope not.
The new coach of the Blackhawks,
Connor Bedard.
Big Loft.
Connor Bedard.
There you go.
Run with
Igor
him until you
Shesterkin.
can. Okay. But I don't want to make predictions of like what do you think Florida or Toronto wins tonight? Because you can make a case for both.
Toronto. I
I'll
think
say
Toronto.
Florida.
We're gonna go with Austin Matthews. I'm gonna ride the Austin Matthews bandwagon tonight. Go Toronto.
I want to go with Kachuk, but I'm going to go Matthews before Kachuk.
This is gonna be great.
But the goalies, though, both of them. See, all I can say is
Carolina's got a great goalie too.
yes,
All these teams have great goaltenders. That's why they're here.
exactly. They're the quarterbacks. They deserve to be
Yes.
the highest paid player on the team.
I'm going
NBA, though.
Panthers.
Panthers?
Panthers. Okay. We're not making any bets. We're just gonna make.
Yeah,
For
predictions.
And then NBA. We have a lot to uncover on that because. Go ahead.
Hey, Tia. It's been a while.
Back to you
Hi.
because
Did you see us eat the wings?
no.
Oh, man. That's ooh, go back and watch that part.
So we got the Timberwolves, we got the Knicks, and the Pacers in the conference finals, and then Nuggets or
Thunder.
Thunder.
I'm going
Who-
Thunder.
Did anybody predict these four?
No.
Maybe Indiana. Maybe
In the
Maybe.
beginning of the season, Nuggets probably.
Nuggets. Probably.
yes.
Nuggets, the Pacers, but no one saw Knicks, Timberwolves, and Thunder all here.
And the Thunder is one of the best defenses.
Not
out
in the
there.
Final Four.
Not in the Final Four.
Not in the Final Four. We probably thought the Thunder could make it. We probably thought
And-
Knicks could make the playoffs, but we never thought in the Final Four you'd see Knicks, Pacers. Great.
Yeah, I love
Last time Knicks played,
2000.
and they played the Pacers.
Yep.
And it was Reggie Miller and
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing.
It was a great series, by the way.
And by the
Great
way,
series.
did you see 11 months ago they predicted this Halliburton versus Brunson with a chair and
So-
everything?
So I saw this on
He's got the
Facebook
chair.
or TikTok.
If Jim Ross isn't calling
One or
these
the
games,
other.
I'm mad.
Is
He's
that
in a wheelchair. He's like really
in the
bad
last,
shape.
Like 7 or 8 years, I talked to him about this. Is that the current NBA champions either never made the playoffs
Or lost in the second
or
round.
lost in the second
Or
round,
first round.
Or first
or
round.
first round. They
I
never made
Made
to
it past the
knock-
second round.
Never made it past the second round because Boston got knocked out in the second round.
Well, just
I
think
don't-
it all started with 2020 for sure.
Yeah.
Right? When the Lakers won the championship and they didn't make the playoffs next year.
No,
Well, that really shifted.
and
The
Milwaukee
NBA.
won in 2021,
And they got bounced in the second round.
Yep.
and I think 2022 was the Warriors.
Boston, they didn't even make the playoffs. No, they made the play-in. They made the play-in that year.
They got bounced in the
got
second
bounced
round, he
best.
said.
They got bounced in the first or second round.
But are we
last year. And
I-
then this year. Who won last year? Boston.
and second round?
Poor Tatum.
Well, that was a bad injury. That was terrible.
Yeah, but poor Boston. I mean, Celtics just pulled down their pants and smacked them in the face with a
Well,
mushroom.
Well,
Mushroom.
one of the things they were.
It was bad that last game.
Well,
I
one of the
thought it
things
was
that
gonna
they
be
were
the
saying-
Cavaliers, but the Cavaliers lost.
Cavaliers sucked at it.
Did you see the stats of that game though?
Yeah, I did. I watched it.
3 players scored
What
only.
shirt am I wearing?
No, but 3 players scored 10 points.
Mhm.
Right? The highest points I think was like 11 or something by Brunson, or 20, and then 10 and 11.
Yeah.
New York Knicks had 4 starters scoring over 20 points.
Yeah.
When I say they pulled on their pants and slapped them, they did.
Villanova.
Huh?
The Villanova Nuggets together. Fucking 5 players that played for
Villanova, yeah.
Hey, you know what? If they
When
win
they
you a
won the
championship, who
national
cares?
title.
If they win you a championship, who cares?
Exactly. Well, I didn't even think we were going to make it past
So
Boston.
who's gonna win tonight?
Thunder. I think. Thunder's
Well,
gonna
actually,
pull
this
it.
game's going on right now.
Oh, who's winning?
I don't know.
I didn't think the Thunder was gonna go on to like 6 o'clock.
No, it's not like 2:30.
The hockey game's the main event tonight
41-42. OKC's up by 1 with 3:10 left
in the first half.
in the first half, second quarter.
Well, that's
3:10 left in the first
Ooh,
half.
I'm saying Thunder.
I'm going.
I
I'm
don't
going
know.
Jokic.
I don't know,
want
Jim. I don't know.
I want Thunder to win. To be
I do
honest,
too.
I think we've talked about this. We want Minnesota Knicks.
I wanted Thunder and Knicks
But right now, I want Minnesota and Knicks. I think that'll be the most exciting.
because they traded Karl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle,
Yes, and I think that'd be great if they go to the finals and play the opposite team.
which will bring me to what I wanted to talk about: face of basketball. Whoever wins this championship should be the new face.
Jokic, I think, is the face right now.
I think he is.
MVP, like 3 times already. He's constantly consistent in at least the final 4 of the teams.
Because LeBron's only got a couple more years left, maybe
Right.
this year. Because we got to look for that new person.
I think he is. I think right now you could also look at Shane Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yep.
Is
SGA.
becoming an up and coming face of the league. It was Luka. If Luka stays in Dallas, Luka's the face of the NBA. But right now he's on a
Man, I don't know, Jim.
he's on
I
a
don't know.
declining Lakers team, but you can still kind of use him.
Lakers in 5, and they got dead.
I still can't believe Nico Harris though.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he meant that much to the fans. Bull crap.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
There ain't no way you didn't know he was that much
Could
to
it
the
be?
fans.
Could it be Cooper Flag?
Cooper Flag will be the face.
Well,
Yeah,
duh,
yeah,
Dallas,
until
but will he be facing the
Dallas
league?
trades him for a bag of Pringles.
Yeah, you have to wait. You can't do it the first year, right?
No.
You know there
But they
is
pushed LeBron so hard down our throats back in 03 that they wanted him to be the new face because we didn't have anybody.
and he was the
with
face.
Jordan.
He
And he
was the
was.
face.
And he
But that's
was.
because he proved.
Yeah.
It's
His
not that they
ability is great. Don't get me wrong. I know you don't like that, but that's what it was.
but
That's what
he
it
was the better player out of those couple of years. And that's when he became the face. I don't say you can be a face of the NBA for 20 years. You can be a face of 5 or 6, but then someone else comes up. Because eventually Steph Curry took that role of the face because Steph Curry was making those threes. Oh,
Giannis.
Antetokounmpo,
Antetokounmpo.
Akuta Kente.
the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo. Which by the way, there's rumors that maybe San Antonio gets a big push for him.
Mhm.
Could you imagine him and Victor Wembanyama? Good luck going down low on that court. You got, yeah, it's not his last year unless like they want to trade him, but they're gonna trade him. It's
Oh,
gonna
you
be
got to give up like a whole.
it's
stack
gonna
of
be a
dudes.
mutual, but I think San Antonio has
Hey, San Antonio is a prime position.
except getting rid of
Did they name
Victor,
a new head
they
coach?
can get rid of almost
the
anybody.
guy that's there now.
Could you imagine trying to go down low on Giannis and Victor? And Giannis is the small guy.
Down low on him.
But Giannis is the small guy of the two.
Fuck that. I'll chirp that 3 every day.
But just think, Giannis would be the small guy out of that.
Yeah, he will be.
That is crazy
And
to
then
believe.
They got De'Aaron Fox coming back from
Hey,
injury.
he can take.
But they would have to
Victor-
trade someone like
They'll
him.
And
They'll
take
have
some
to trade somebody
weightlifting
like him.
tips because Giannis used to be skinny like him.
Again, you're without giving up Victor, I think, because no Dallas wouldn't give up Cooper Flag to get him,
No.
but they would give up Kyrie and Anthony Davis and whoever. Because if you have Cooper Flag and
Dallas
Giannis-
would give up a bag of chips.
No,
for Cooper Flag.
but just think, he could go to Dallas, and he could, maybe that's why he did it. Hey, we know we could get Dallas or Giannis. Let's get Giannis. Let's get. I don't know.
because the only reason
A lot of people think there was some rigging going on with that number 1 overall pick. If there was
Yes.
rigging, then they knew they were going to get Cooper Flag when they got rid of. Hey, we'll get
Luka.
rid of Luka to make Adam Silver to make your NBA so great with him and LeBron.
well, the
If you promise we can get the number 1 pick, that's the only way it's rigged. Is him and Adam Silver were in on it.
I can't get over the fact that you said Lakers at 5, and that's when they got eliminated. That is
They did,
awesome.
yeah. Lakers at 5. Lakers went home at 5.
well,
Minnesota said not so fast.
the
Legit.
only reason that Dallas traded Luca was because they didn't want to pay him. They did not want to pay him for his contract extension, which was
A lot of people think though that it was rigged for them to trade to the Lakers to get ratings up for the NBA to put Luka and LeBron together. But the only way it's rigged is if Adam Silver said, "Hey, trade them to the Lakers. We'll get you the number 1 overall pick." That's the only way it's rigged.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you there's too many parts for it to be rigged.
I do like.
I
Anthony
do think
Edwards,
that I could see Giannis though going to Dallas to
Pistons.
be with Cooper Flag if they get Kyrie and Anthony Davis. That would be the asking price for Giannis, because you can go down there and go, your 2 guys don't stay healthy. Giannis can.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
So, but who do we think wins the NBA championship?
Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks. I'm
Oh,
going
yeah,
Knicks.
I'm going. With that.
I'm going
Just
Knicks.
say the Knicks because it's my team.
No, I'm saying look at what the
I'm going with the Knicks because I think they have done great.
And if they lose, I don't care because I do like Indiana too. I like Halliburton.
And I think Knicks are going to go against, I want to say Minnesota, but in reality, I think it's going to be whoever wins Thunder Nuggets tonight.
I'm okay with either anybody.
I think it'll be
I picked
Oklahoma.
Knicks and Thunder
I
at the
say
beginning of the
Nuggets
playoffs.
are going to beat Oklahoma City, but for some reason, I think Oklahoma's going to win and then go to the finals and win it all.
But we should have had Oklahoma and Minnesota
Because
last year.
You know what
We got 'em
Minnesota?
this year.
Do you know
maybe.
what Minnesota is? The Suns from years ago.
Yeah.
Steph Curry got hurt. All these players got hurt, and they got into the finals. What happened when they went up against Milwaukee, who was 100%?
Oh, Suns?
Yeah,
You
remember
said Steph Curry. I was confused.
the Wolves played a Steph Curry-less Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Like the Suns, who
Okay.
everyone they played, their star player got hurt,
Okay.
and the
gotcha,
Suns
gotcha.
got
Okay.
in because everyone's star player got hurt.
Gotcha. Now I'm
So what
following.
happened? They played Steph Curry's team. Steph Curry was hurt.
Yep.
They didn't have a challenge. And what happened when they played against the Bucks that were healthy? The Bucks creamed them eventually. They lost like I think 2 games,
Yeah, but Phoenix had the first 2, and then Milwaukee.
and then
ran-
Milwaukee just came in and was like, "Yep, never mind."
Not so
'Cause-
fast.
But I think Giannis was hurt for the first game.
I
I believe Giannis was hurt for the first game. Came back, they won that one, and then nope, we got you. That's what Minnesota is. You're gonna play a team that's healthy, and you're gonna lose to the Nuggets or the Thunder,
game 1 doesn't mean much anymore because you're just feeling each other.
or
out.
game 2.
or even game 2. Like, look what we see last year in the Stanley Cup. I bring this up. First 3
3-0.
3-0, 3-3, and then obviously Florida won game 7. You had that one game where it's like these previous
No, it
six
was
don't
3.
matter.
I think it was 3-1.
No, it was 3 and then 3.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah,
And then Florida, yeah, 3-3, and then Florida won.
Yeah, it was like, okay, game 7, winner take all. Who cares what
They
happened?
could have lost 4 in a row against
Yeah.
Edmonton. Like,
Yeah.
just think of that.
Yeah.
You're on 3-0, and you almost lost 4 in a row to Edmonton.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that because we could have saw history.
We could have, yeah. And honestly, it's not a surprise either way. Both of them won 3 games to get to this point. That's a nice car. Or is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, I was looking at it.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Well, he better.
Oh, yeah.
Driving slow when there's no stop sign.
Yeah,
Because you still look both ways.
Parking lot cleared out over there.
You look both ways because if you don't look both ways, you get hit.
That's true.
Because for some reason, people don't look both ways. Cold take. We got a cold take.
Cold take today is, what is the worst thing you've ever eaten? Since we had those terrible spicy wings, they're actually really good. They weren't a bad flavor.
I got the worst thing I've ever eaten. No, it's not bananas. Damn freaking jelly beans. Those bean boozled jelly beans. By far the worst thing I've ever had in my damn life.
Speaking of
I
Oklahoma
went in-
City, there's somebody wearing a jersey.
Hey,
on
I
the
got-
TV.
I went in.
The box is downstairs. If you want
I went in, tossed those jelly beans in, going, think they're gonna be nothing. The first one was the worst flavor, not the worst flavor, but one of the worst flavors I've ever had in my life. Don't remember it, but then you got into the liver and onions or stink bug, and now the more I think about it, had to be damn stink bug. But good lord, it was the worst thing I've ever had.
I got some downstairs. If you want some?
Nope,
It's in a box.
nope. But that was probably one of the worst things I've ever had in my
Probably
life.
one of the worst things I've had was.
Well, thanks, Carl. What you got?
I have I got 2. One when I was a kid, one as an adult. Kid, applesauce, which taste buds change over time. I don't mind it now, but I just thought it was gross. I puked when I ate it.
Okay.
And then the second one as an adult was a Thousand Island.
Oh, I love Thousand Island.
I can eat it without a Big Mac, but if you wanted a salad dressing, nope, can't do it.
I salad dressing, put on Reubens, squared in my mouth.
I can eat it
Let's
on
go.
a Reuben now a little bit, but and then I got say I got one more.
Pretty much one of the worst things that I've eaten. It's anything with a vinaigrette or vinegar in it. I just don't like
What
it.
about cherry?
And cherry.
Yeah.
We didn't seem to mind those wings. Those are super high in flavor.
But I think you mask the flavor.
You mask the flavor.
If it's like straight, like if I could taste the vinegar, I can't.
Like a
smell it.
vinaigrette dressing, he probably wouldn't like. Which, by the way, now we should put that in a smoothie.
Yeah. Well, I do kind of have a little bit of a question
I
on
wouldn't do
food.
that because you wouldn't put bananas. in mine.
So, are you more willing to eat it because of presentation or quality?
What?
Anything. If it
Quality.
looks good, you're probably gonna want it, right? But if it looks like shit, are you gonna eat it?
Most people eat with their eyes.
Yep.
Yeah. Most people eat your eyes, right?
Yeah, so if it looks good but tastes like shit,
You're more able to be like, okay, but if you
No,
look,
no, this is not true. You can make anything look good with bananas. I ain't fucking eating it.
what if the bananas are hidden?
Then I'm choosing. Okay, if you make it look like shit next to a plate that has freshly grated bananas on it, I'm gonna eat the shit looking one first.
Right.
'Cause I
And
know
it
the other one
tastes
has,
like banana.
and it looks like shit. And if it tastes like bananas, I'm gonna throw up just as much as I'm gonna throw up in the other one. But no, it's true. It's all about the presentation, right?
Yep.
When Chef Ramsay does these challenges on his show, he puts presentation into
Yep.
the points factor.
I want
Yep.
Because people, he says it too. People eat with their eyes. So if it doesn't look appetizing, people aren't going to eat it.
See, I want to buy this can because I see people online trying it. It's from a foreign can. I think it's like pickled herring or
I'm about to deuce out.
canned pig parts.
Pee.
I want to buy it so we all can try it. As soon as you open the can, it
I
reeks.
suggested adult diapers before.
It's like a yellow can.
All right. One thing before we go, I want to talk to you guys about a new gimmick I'd like to try on the show.
Okay, what's the new gimmick?
Basically, we're going to try different foods.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So it's either like we're going to try spicy wings with a new sauce, or we're going to try something from overseas that's different. Like
That's a delicacy over there, right? Like people love crickets. We got to try cricket.
I don't know about crickets. I don't think-
But I'm saying like that would
Can
be
you
like,
try poutine from Canada? I like.
all that is gravy on cheese curd. Sure.
I mean, I'm down.
Hi, Carl.
Carl had to leave real quick.
I want to try some.
He didn't
poutine,
empty his
okay?
bladder.
Poutine sounds great.
No, I think that would be a great, interesting segment, right? A nice bit. on this show
It would
would be let's try something or
Just
whatever.
CSP.
Because we do sports, we mostly do sports, and we'll talk about sports, but we do need that extra factor in here. That's why we do the free for all. That's why we do this cold take. That's why we do the challenges now. It's because there's a million sports shows, but how many of them are eating spicy wings? How many are trying everything here and there? Like I know a segment I tried is they do the one bite knows
jelly beans.
right. They do the one bite every knows the rule for Barstool. There's a guy that goes around Iowa and does pork tenderloin sandwiches. Like I've suggested, I love wings. Let me go to these bars and try their wings. I can already rate some of them. Zimmy's is great. Backdraft is okay.
Let's try some booger sugar.
No, let's not do that.
Devil's
Devil's lettuce. Why not? Sure. You can do that on your own and go to jail. But no, I think trying new type of stuff, right, would be great. But only if it's delicacy like you did, the pickled herring from somewhere or whatever. It's not like we've had pickled herring or pickled eggs or this before. Like I've never eaten that crap. Rocky,
eggs.
I say we do Rocky Mountain oysters first.
I am not putting a fucking bull's nuts in my mouth.
Hey, you know what? No, I guarantee you none of us have tried Rocky Mountain oysters. Well, hold on. Carl might have. Carl, have you ever had a Rocky Mountain oysters? Okay. So
I wanted to know whoever invented Rocky Mountain oysters, whoever looked at a set of bull nuts and like, I bet that tastes good.
Can I tell you how it probably happened? People back in the day used every part of the animal.
Yeah.
So you couldn't come up with a thing for the balls. You eat them.
Yep.
They don't waste food, right? Even to this day, clearly they don't waste the food. Now, if they waste on the shelf, at least they tried to sell it. But you've got the tongue, the brains. That's why there's a delicacy in other countries where there's brains and tongue, because they use every part of the animal.
See, I'm down to try.
Just because you're Mr. Basic White Bitch over here, I'm not gonna eat this. Other people use it.
I am down to try. Lawas have a good tongue burrito.
Hey, tongue's delicious. Lingua. Hey, by the way, we never explained the whole
We will.
WWE match.
But I wanted to get caught up, so we're going to try stuff from
so let's go.
Other countries.
Death Boy. What? Exactly.
Other countries.
Number two, so.
Other countries, delicacies that maybe we, even in America, that we haven't eaten that other people think are good, like
poutine.
Well, that's Canadian.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing a WWE match.
Well, let's go back to the food thing real quick. Could we do like what Good Mythical Morning did? You put it in front of us so we kind of guess like what state or country it could be from? That'd be cool.
I'll do that.
All right.
Again, it's Good Mythical Morning. I had to do it. So anyway, WWE.
So we're going to be doing a WWE match in honor of SummerSlam coming up probably around that time. And we're going to be fighting for a championship belt. We got it right here. It's actually not bad looking.
It feels plastic.
It don't matter. I'll pass it around so we can touch it at least.
It came from my house. I've been holding it for years.
No one's challenged you yet, huh?
Nobody yet. So we won't. What are we supposed to find out today? Who's heel and who's face? We're not gonna give away the decision of the match.
No, we have to go over that ourselves.
We have to go over that ourselves. Mr. Google, spoiler alert, is writing the storyline for us.
Don't worry, he doesn't have a favorite.
He doesn't have a favorite. So we find out who's good and who's bad.
So who's heel?
The heels are Jake and
Oh, damn. I thought it would be a good heel. Damn. It's going to be hard. I thought it was going to be a good heel.
Damn. Okay.
I see Carl and Jake being better faces, but deal.
How'd you do?
I could definitely be a face, though. I can be
But
face.
we'll figure out some more with that coming in the coming months. So
Yeah, because SummerSlam is what, August?
August, yeah. So we wanted to put this out there now, and then we're gonna
Get some
we gotta cut
mattresses
promos
out
over
there to do a
promos
little
over
wrestling.
the phone. Are you able to do that?
Over
Yeah.
the phone on the, like,
We gotta do
like your
promos over
promo.
the phone.
Your promo, like a minute-long promo that we do for the show.
We're gonna
You're gonna do a promo, a good promo. You guys gotta be heel. Remember, you gotta be. I gotta be.
Try.
I'm gonna be a hugger. I'm gonna be the male Bailey.
You try hugging me, I will put my foot up your ass.
There you go, perfect heel.
That's the point. All right. Well,
All right, but 2 weeks from now, next week is Memorial weekend is Memorial Day, and half the show is gonna be gone. So we're just gonna take a week break for sure, and we'll come back in 2 weeks. Other than that, you guys stay safe out there. Watch out for our promos, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
See you.
champ is here.
1st of June. Bye.